1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everybody, welcome to Deborah King Live. I'm so excited to spend another really fun show with you, and it's a big deal today. It's Pet Week. It's also my birthday, so join the celebration. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. So high you can't get over it. So low you can't get under it. So wide you can't get around it. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul.
Hey, you can call in and join me today on my little red phone a little bit later here in the show. Would love to talk to you about your individual issue. I was just thinking this morning, it's been, God, more than 30 years that I've been taking callers like you and helping people live every week. In fact, I make sure over the years I've always done a live event the week of my birthday. I just really love helping people. It's what feeds my soul. So great to be with you, and you can just join me by, again, calling the show. It's 888-DEB-SHOW, or if you're international, it's deborahking.com/DEB-SHOW. All right, let's just take a moment and I'll kind of drop in. Moment of gratitude, okay? We have so much to be grateful for. Let's start with our friends and our family. Because it's Pet Week, let's really think about our pets. They bring so much to us, don't they? They really just give us so much. It's amazing. I want you to really think about that. I'm especially grateful for the ginger snaps that David's wife cooked for our show today that we've all been eating. It's a really fun treat. It's the little things in life that really matter. Just think about that. It's the flower you saw as you walked this morning. It's a phone call you had that was really special. Chatting with a friend for a few minutes. It's all these little things that really make our day and our life. All right, great. Let's take a moment here and meet the band. Jack Lee, our music director, and keyboard extraordinaire guy, and Lois Mejia holds the whole thing together here with her amazing vocals, and J.B. White, really great on vocals and also on his bass guitar, and Allie's behind me, Allie Clark on vocals. It's just been a joy to have her join us, and Myron here, who picked the songs for this week, so go Myron. Wait till you hear them. They're going to be ones you want to sing along with, I just know that. And James, back here, James Antunes on drums, and he's actually singing a song today that'll just blow you away. David Talegian, multi-instrumentalist kind of guy back there on flute, sax, and clarinet, and our newest member, Lee Rulag, on violin and guitar. He's also playing a big role in today's deal. So we're so glad to have this. It brings us all such joy, doesn't it? All right, let's go right into our next song, you guys. Speaking of James.
I'm just a poor, wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father, all my loved ones who've gone on. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I'm going there to see my mother. Said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Going home.
Hey, awesome. Love that, you guys. Love that. Okay, I want to talk about all about pets, including my own. So let's get started on that. If you're like me, you're a pet lover, right? And our show today is really going to be one that will, I think, remind you about all the things that we love so much about animals. So let's just consider all the ways in which our pets and other domesticated animals have been our companions and our helpers, across the millennia, right? People who study human-animal, the bond between us, they list so many ways in which animals enhance our lives. I mean, start with the dog, right? Who doesn't feel comfortable around their dog? Lowers your blood pressure, gives you more chances to go outside, loves you unconditionally, doesn't care how you look, doesn't care if you gain weight. And every time you come back, they greet you as if you've been gone a year, right? With the whole tail wagging thing, and it's just amazing. Now, working dogs have been flushing out sustenance from the bushes for us for millennia, and retrieving what falls into the water, or or is beyond our reach. They search for our lost loved ones. They help in mine disasters. They catch live food that we're too slow to catch on foot back in the day, right? They keep us warm on cold nights. When I was in Nepal, we used to sleep on the floor with the oxen, and just to stay warm. They help us find home when we get lost, and so much more, right? And they do it again with all the smiles. Now, cat lovers, and I'm one of them, extol the virtues of their pets. The first thing they do is remind you that in ancient Egypt, cats were considered godlike. And cats, of course, have been reminding us of that ever since. Your cat, like herding cats, right? So dog owners have masters. Cat owners have staff. We're there for them. And over the years, I've written so often about my cats. Ginger, who lives indoors here, has reincarnated for me now a couple times. She's these days no longer running around outdoors in the woods. Now she's safe. We have a lot of predators here. We have cougars and mountain lions, so she's come inside. So cats have a lot of psychic abilities. There are many times when they've come to help someone. You've probably noticed your cat sits near you if you're upset, sits on you if you're sick. We have cats in nursing homes that are reported to sit outside the door of someone who's getting ready to pass. They help them on their journey. Cats stay near an individual, for anything that's really seriously going on. They're there to help us. And they interact with owners just like a puppy will if you break your cat in to raise it that way. They're very gregarious if you give them the chance. So cats have helped us with rodents, right? And they keep our homes and our cupboards free, and our garages. And there's some African wildcats. This is an interesting point I saw in my research. They have these dog-sized cheetahs that have been raised by indigenous tribes to act as hounds to bring down game. This is pre-guns and pre-Land Rovers, thank goodness. And in my own experience with my llamas, my cat and my German Shepherd used to manage the llamas for us, herding them around. Now, another interesting thing about cats is whether they're wild or tame, they seem to know how to turn off their internal red alert signal. That's your amygdala. They have one just like we do, and it warns them of potential, imminent danger, puts them into action right away, right? But have you ever noticed that a cat, milliseconds later, can just flop over on its side and take a leisurely sunbath as if nothing happened when it was just running away from a cougar or some other hungry predator? So we hold on to our fear too long, much longer than that, and we could learn from them. We could process our threats more effectively after the fact if we learned from our own cats. So let's consider becoming more cat-like. Next time we feel like we're in an urgent situation, right after it, like our cat, let's just let it go. Our body will return to baseline more quickly. Now, don't forget about birds. So bird lovers are well aware of homing pigeons, for example, as a working class of birds. What bird lovers love most about their pets are their unique individual personalities, their intelligence, their antics. Birds are a ton of fun. Their colors, their songs, right? Speaking of singing. And, a well-handled bird loves to be handled, just like any other pet. And then there's amphibians and reptiles and fish. And many of you have pets in these niches, and they're fascinating. They're unlike us, so watching them is so instructive. For years, like years and years, I had a ranch with Eric, and I parked my office right where I could, practically on top of the barn, okay? And so I was like living with the horses, the llamas, the pig, the goat. We had Mr. Goat. I'm digressing right now. We had so many. We had a pond full of trout. We had chickens. We had peacocks, so my horse Influence wouldn't spook at all the stuff we had around we were very remote in the Sierras. I got him a cow named Bessie, who was 1 day old, who I bottle nursed so he would get used to cattle, because when we rode out in the range where they have, the loose cows are allowed to forage in the summer on the range, he was terrified of him, and he would, spin and bolt, and he was 16 hands high. You don't want to be flying around that high up. So he got used to Bessie, and then when we go riding out, he would say, I'd say, that's a cow just like Bessie, and he goes, that's not Bessie. So anyway, it was a work in progress, trust me. So again, livestock. We have horses, burros, donkeys, cattle, oxen, camels, llamas. Even elephants have been employed to help us humans. And, they pull wagons, they pull carts. They carried us along trade routes. And people when we were in Nepal and we saw how the people there used their pets, treated them like pets, okay, but they were I'm digressing again, they actually carried all of the cargo, and trade from place to place. So if you can pet it without losing an appendage, it's a pet. So I could talk about horses and all these animals I've spent so much time with forever, but let me tell you just a moment about marine mammals. They too have been tamed and trained, sometimes in good ways, not the bad ways you've seen on TV, but good ways. The late actor Glenn Ford, he worked with undersea dolphins to disarm mines, and he gained so much respect for them and their incredible care for one another and their intelligence, that he said that anyone who killed a dolphin really should be arrested for manslaughter. So he got really into it. So we are literally surrounded, aren't we, with this intelligence and mastery that we cannot equal, despite how smart and capable we think we are. Our pets help remind us of this in soft ways, right? They're so gentle about it. They don't throw it in our face. Before I tell you about Henry Beston, I'm just reminded by the fact, I was so surprised when I was a young student and studying spiritual matters, and I read that the kingdoms first was the plant kingdom in consciousness and in hierarchy, and below that was the animal kingdom, and below that was the human kingdom. And I was like, whoa, we sure have this backwards, don't we? So Henry Beston said, and I quote, "We need a wiser and a more mystical concept of animals. We need to understand that they are remote from us, that we're living in an artificial." I'm trying to remember the whole quote. Our world is a very complicated, artificial one. Our human civilization, we're looking at these creatures through our own distorted lens, and therefore, this is the important part. He said, we see a feather magnified, like a feather of a bird, okay? And therefore, the whole image is distorted. And then we patronize these creatures because we mistakenly think they've taken a form below us. And that's where we err. And he said, we err greatly, for the animal cannot be measured by us. That's the key thing to remember. I'll repeat it. The animal can't be measured by us. So, in an older world, more complete one, animals were gifted with gifts that, we wish we had, right? They have such extensive, I was so surprised when I lived with these animals on this extended period on this ranch. I found that they had such gifts that, I only aspired to. My horse could see almost 360 degrees, and everybody could hear better than me. They could hear the predator long before I could sense it. So, again, Henry said they are not brethren. They are not underlings. They are other nations caught with us in the net of life. They are fellow prisoners on this earth. Isn't he an amazing writer? Isn't he? All right. So I have a lot more to tell you about pets and animals, and I will right after we sing a song, and I'll also introduce you to my new puppy. So let's go sing a song, and we'll come right back here. fun song that I know you guys are going to want to sing along with us. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl I love. Her eyes are even bluer than Texas skies above. Her heart's as big as Texas, and wherever I may go, I'll remember her forever because I love her so. There are so many roses that bloom along the way, but my heart's in Amarillo, and that's where I will stay. With the yellow rose of Texas, so I better get there fast, 'cause I know I was her first love, and I wanna be her last.
Oh, the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl I love. Her eyes are even bluer than Texas skies above. Her heart's as big as Texas. Wherever I may go, I'll remember her forever because I love her so. There's so many roses that bloom along the way, but my heart's in Amarillo. That's where it will stay. The yellow rose of Texas, so I better get there fast, 'cause I know I was her first love, and I wanna be her last.
The eyes of Texas are upon you, oh, the livelong day. The eyes of Texas are upon you, you cannot get away. Do not think you can escape me at night or early in the morn. The eyes of Texas are upon you, till Gabriel blows his horn. The eyes of Texas are upon you, all the livelong day. The eyes of Texas are upon you, you cannot get away. Do not think you can escape me at night or early in the morn. The eyes of Texas are upon you, Gabriel blows his horn.
Wasn't that fun? Okay. All right, heading now back to part 2 on pets and meet my puppy here pretty soon. Coming up. So, I want to tell you about what Anatole France, she's a French writer. She said, until one has loved an animal, a part of your soul remains unawakened. You know, I know that's 100% true. It's been my own experience. I especially remember when I got llamas. I'm just going to digress for a minute here and remember what that was like. First of all, my husband had a 50-foot fall mountain climbing, and we were stuck in this little 800-square-foot house in the country, and I couldn't afford heat. We didn't have any money. Somehow I scored this pair of llamas that I parked on the neighbor's land. Fortunately, he didn't notice for a few years, and fenced them. And I used the house as a fence for one side, again, to save money. And I leave the windows open over in the kitchen and a little tiny place. And the llamas had their heads in all the time looking for treats. So they became like householders. I still remember that. It was so much fun. And I got to know them really, really well. So we become calmer and more focused when we're petting animals. We really do. Even when our focus isn't necessarily on them, we become one-track minded. Okay, it's the best thing in the world for us because we're so used to having our focus all shattered and split. It's pretty hard to maintain a multitask kind of a thing when you're stroking a companion animal. You can easily fall into kind of a meditative or contemplative state when you're petting your dog, walking your cat, talking to your fish, whatever. We simply slow ourselves down. And if you live alone, oh my goodness, I really hope you have some creature or creatures living with you. They don't, I mean, if you can't have a cat or a dog, get a fish, or there's so many other things, right? You need to be able to give and receive love to another living creature, some creature that it's life enhancing. It really is. And life extending. So pets also give us a reason, right, to get out of bed in the morning and to feel needed, okay? And that makes us live longer. We're just not aware of it. So pets also raise our instinct, maternal and paternal instinct, actually, with our hormones, and they make us better people. So it's also important to remember pets don't criticize us. I mentioned it earlier. They don't care if you're rich or poor, sick or well, fat or not. We're always, in their view, we're always deserving their love and attention. And again, just watching animals is so fascinating, right? Their senses, the cat's night vision. I mean, you know what I mean. It's just incredible. And they're so loyal. Dogs have pined away at their master's grave for years. The stories are all over the internet, by the way, and cats could pull up stakes and move on without you. But in fact, when an animal behaviorist, famous guy named Roger Karras, was asked which animal was the last animal to ever be domesticated, he said, well, in some century hence, it will be the cat. You get the joke, right? So he says cats just agree to live with us. They're not required to. Most cats retain the ability to fend for themselves. So when we moved into this property, it came with 2 cats. And the place was under, trying to make it habitable for quite a long time. And we made sure the cats were cared for before we even moved in. And then Ginger, of course, dominates the place and lives indoors. So most cats will give up that eagle, owl, and coyote dodging kind of lifestyle if they can, get to your hearth and your kitchen and your heart. So I could go on and on. I bet you could too about pets. I want to take pet calls today. But first, I got to have you meet my birthday present and to ourselves, to myself and Eric. So Eric, bring Teddy Bear over. So you guys all know my husband, Eric. You've probably seen him around. And here's Teddy Bear. And we've had her just a few weeks. I'll tell you a fun story about her. So she's about 9 weeks old. And when Eric was a little boy in France, come on over here where they can see you. When he was a little boy in France, now I didn't know this, he was given a book as a Christmas gift when he was about 8 or 9 years old. And it was a book about a little white dog that was on a pirate ship, and the pirate ship was shipwrecked. And the little dog, with a couple other little dogs like her, swam to the nearest island, which was Madagascar. It's off the coast of southern Africa. And the royal family that lived on the island were quite taken with these couple of little white dogs. There you go. Yeah, you're so cute. And they made them their companions. They called them the royal dogs. And so as a child, Eric dreamed, he was kind of a lonely child. He was in the middle, and the siblings on either side didn't pay attention to him. And he kept dreaming of having a little white dog like that. Okay, flash forward to several months ago when one of my students casually mentioned to me that she'd just gotten a puppy. I said, oh, I've been looking for off and on for a year now, and what'd you get? And she said, oh, I'll send you a photo. And she sends me this photo. And I Googled the name, and lo and behold, even though they're a little hard to find, there was one being born 2 weeks later near me, not that far from me. So I I called the gal and made arrangements and picked her up from the breeder here not long ago and brought her home. And the moment he saw her, he realized this was the coton de Tulier puppy of his childhood, of his dreams. I mean, talk about bizarre, right? That is an incredible story. So meet Teddy Bear, and I'll be taking your pet calls here hopefully in a minute. But let's head back over and sing another song. All right. Oh, you want to sing along with us. This is Kumbaya. I know you're going to want to sing with us, okay?
Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone singing, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's crying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's crying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's crying, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's praying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's praying, Lord. Kumbaya. Someone's praying, Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya.
Oh boy, that was sweet, huh? Isn't that a beautiful sound? So, ready to take your calls. I'll head over to the little red phone. Talk to you in a second. This is Deborah. How may I help you?
Hello. Oh, sorry. I didn't know
Hi.
if you could hear me or not.
I
This is
can.
Stephanie.
I'm sorry, repeat your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. What city are you in?
I'm in Basking Ridge in New Jersey.
Okay. How can I help you?
Well, good to speak with you. I'm calling because I have a cat named Bailey, and I just, wanted to kind of see how she's doing. And when you brought up the topic of animals and pets, I was so excited because often I'll wonder, like, I hope she's doing okay. And sometimes I get nervous. What if she needs something and I might not, I know what she needs. And I just want to make sure.
How old is Bailey?
Well, I don't actually know her exact age because when I got her, the doctor gave me like 2 different dates. But I think she's probably around 4 years old. So because I was given, they were going to throw her in the garbage. And
you rescued her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so since then, when I got her, she's come a long way, and I just love her. And sometimes I see that she gets nervous or scared, and I try, and I just want to make sure I'm communicating right with her.
I think you're doing,
check in with her.
Stephanie, I think you're doing an amazing job. You feel very bonded with Bailey, and it feels like a really solid connection, and I'm not sensing any difficulties of any kind.
Oh, thank you so much. Awesome.
She feels happy and healthy.
Good, wonderful. Thank you. A part of me felt like maybe it's just me worrying too much, but I just wanted to check in if I could, and thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It.
I'm glad you called.
Thank you so much. Take
All
care.
right. You take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sweet, a cat named Bailey. Don't you love that? Bet you guys could feel Bailey. I can see Teddy Bear from here. She's just making such a fuss over there. Hi, this is Deborah. How can I help you? I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear this caller.
You're very welcome.
I'm getting feedback. It's looping. Want me to hang up and try again? Why don't I do that? I couldn't hear that caller, and I'm so distracted. I can't have Teddy Bear come to these shows anymore. I can see her from here. Hold on. Hi, this is Deborah. How can I help you? I'm not hearing a caller. Are we having a little glitch here? We'll try one more time. There's lots of people in the queue. I can see the queue from here, but for some reason our equipment seems to be having one of its moments. Is Mercury retrograde by any chance, you guys? I know you probably hate it when I talk about the weather because we've only had actually one day where I felt like it was cool. It's about 80 out here on February 8th. I actually moved to Southern California pretty much just for the weather, all right? Hi, this is Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
great. Thank you for taking my call.
What's your name?
My name is Carol Nichols.
Hi, Carol. How can I help you?
Well, I have a dog named Harley, and she is just so nervous Nelly when we're in the car. And I've tried, different supplements to try to help calm her down. But
how old is Harley?
She's 12.
Oh, my. So this is kind of ingrained, huh?
Yeah. Ever since I've gotten her, she's always been so nervous. And so she'll ride back behind my neck, and she just will not look forward. She looks towards the back, right?
So she's in the back seat?
No, behind my neck. I'll put her right. She's a small dog.
Oh, yeah,
So
I would put her in I would put her in something confining, a little carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she
she
like
just
10 pounds?
She's 12 pounds.
No,
11 pounds,
you don't want to
actually.
leave her. She's very frightened because she's loose in the car.
Well, when I put her in a cage, she just shakes like a leaf.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then that seems to calm her down when she's real secure. I know that's probably not the safest.
Well, not just her physical safety, but also emotionally, feels much more secure in a carrier I would habituate her to the carrier in the house, not in the car. You know, praise her,
Yeah,
let
yeah.
her take a little nap in it, give her a cookie until she gets used to it, and then actually
Oh,
carry.
she loves her crate.
Yeah, and then carry her out in it to the car. And
Yep.
you might
Yep.
try restraining it in the front seat and see how she does next to you. Or
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
floor.
she's nervous Nelly.
On the floor is on the
Yeah.
passenger side. You can
Yeah.
work. You can, if you want, work through this. It'll take a little bit of effort because she's older.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get there if you want. You know, if you really would like her to travel with you. Also, I would
Yeah.
try a little bit of
Okay.
rescue remedy. Have you ever tried that with her?
No, I have not tried Rescue Remedy.
You know what it is?
But yeah,
Yeah.
I do know what it is.
You
Yeah,
put
I will try that.
Put one drop in your palm
Mm-hmm.
and let her sniff it up. If she likes it,
Okay.
she'll lick it.
Yeah.
And then if that
Good
didn't
idea.
work, try 2 drops in a little dish of water. But
Good.
less
Yeah,
is
I will
more with
definitely try
an
that.
11-pound dog. Yeah, you don't need much.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right. I'm glad you
Well,
called.
thank you.
You take care.
Oh, me too. Yeah. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. You know, it just takes patience. We can actually train a pet to do just anything. I trained a horse to pee on a whistle because it took all afternoon to clean the horse trailer if he peed inside the horse trailer. So I trained him to do his activity before he got in. He was impossible to ride, but he was good with that. Hi, this is Deborah.
Oh, hi, Deborah. This is Kathleen Moniz from Kailua, Hawaii.
Hi, Kathleen.
I'm calling about my dog, who is, he's Aikinahina is his name, and he's Chihuahua Whippet mix. And we got him maybe about 5 or 6 weeks of age. He's not 4, but he also is quite anxious and nervous. I mean, my husband, who's quite tall, when he walks by, the dog will start barking and growling at him.
Uh-huh.
Not
Is he
because
more
he wants to hurt him. Oh, yeah.
Is he more bonded with you than your partner?
Yes.
Uh-huh, that's what it feels like. But you tell him that
okay.
that's not agreeable, right? You let him know that you don't like that behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I tell him to leave it, sit down. He tries to hide behind me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's
and
very
when
fearful.
we walk, he just, I beg pardon?
Your dog has a Vata personality. That's the air quality. It's a lot of anxiety. Uh-huh.
Okay.
But
Is there anything that I can do?
well, it's not coming from you. You feel real calm.
Okay.
But the dog's picking it up from someone.
Oh.
Is there a family member that's a little bit anxious, tends to run that way a little bit? That's just their normal setting, a little more, Vata people, they're a little more anxious all the time.
Right. Well, my husband can be anxious, but he looks to me like he's Kapha.
Yeah.
And one of my daughters is anxious, but they're not always anxious. They're usually pretty calm and mellow.
Yeah, I think your dog has picked up the habit from somewhere and feels like it's also its natural setting. So speaking of rescue remedy, Kathleen, have you tried it with this pet?
No, is that an essential oil? I just thought you said something about it.
It's not an oil, it's I've forgotten the term, but it's easy to find. It's a Bach flower remedy. It's a flower remedy. Yeah, and you want to get the real thing. Get the Bach, B-A-C-H flower remedy. It's available everywhere.
Okay.
They come in little tiny bottles.
Okay.
And again, as I mentioned to the last gal, less is more. You don't use very much with an animal. How much does your dog weigh?
He's only 17 pounds.
Yeah, so a couple drops in his water would probably calm him way down. Really.
Okay.
Yeah, it works on us too. Let's not forget.
Really?
Yeah, rescue remedy is a great remedy for all of us. It's very calming. Just kind of rebalances us.
So do you get it from like a health food
Yeah,
store or
yeah.
down to earth?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's available
Okay.
just about everywhere now. It used to be a little harder to
Okay.
get, but it comes from, the real thing comes from the UK.
Oh, okay.
The actual Bach flower remedy. I'm not as familiar with the copies. I just know the real deal, which I recommend, which I
okay.
recommend very highly. We should all have one in our purse, one in our kitchen, and one in our glove box in our car.
So do you usually just give it to them twice a day, or let them put it in their water, or just leave it in the water?
No, I think I would try it on an occasion
Okay.
and see how it goes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
no, I wouldn't give it chronically. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
'cause
called.
Sometimes when we're in the.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Take care.
Yeah,
Have a
you
nice
take
day.
care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
I could take pet calls all day, honestly. Let me see how I'm doing. I've got time for another. Hi, this is Deborah. How can I help you? I'm getting a little bit of a looping here. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi, what's your name?
Anne Marie Quiroz. I think I talked to you already. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, what's your name? Anne Marie Quiroz.
Hi, Anne Marie. Where are you?
Hi. I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Okay, how can I help you? What's your pet's name?
Yeah, my pet was named Kingsley, and he passed away a year ago, March. We made a move to here, Portland, Oregon, from Southern California, and he acclimated, pretty well with us and everything. But then he got sick with cancer, and he passed away. And so, anyway, we
a dog?
feel a lot of times a cat. Sorry,
A cat,
Kingsley.
okay.
And he was 10 years old,
Uh-huh.
just the most loving little being ever, and we missed him a lot. But we feel his presence here with us a lot of times.
He
like
wants
just
to-
walking down the hallway.
Cats, well, animals, have a group soul, and if you want them enough, they come back. If you're interested, he'd love to come back.
Yeah, that's what we were wondering about,
Mhm.
because we are hoping in the future. Right now, we're doing traveling and stuff, but
Uh-huh.
we really would like him back.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
he'd like the same thing. So the moment you settle, get yourself a cat.
Okay.
And
Okay.
his essence will reappear. It's incredible how it happens, and
Yeah.
I know I'm speaking for so many people who've had this experience. It's real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we were kind of wondering because we had a couple of other cats that were similar to
Uh-huh.
him, and we're like, I wonder if Kingsley, this has been,
Uh-huh.
our other cats too. That was just
Mhm. That's
amazing
interesting, huh?
Animal.
Isn't it? Oh God, cats
Yes.
are just phenomenal, aren't they?
Yes.
It's
yeah.
eerie. They're so far more advanced than we are.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
they're
lucky
beautiful
you.
Little beings.
Settle down there, girl, here pretty soon, and get your cat back.
That's the other thing too. Not trying to decide if we're going to stay up here or go
Uh-huh.
back to Southern California.
Stay up there in the rain.
Yeah, exactly. In the gloomy.
Yeah, no.
gloominess of-
Portland's great in July, and that's about it.
Right, exactly.
Oh.
We've learned that.
Oh no, I admire your fortitude for hanging into it because.
Well, we have a couple of other beings, 2 grandsons and 2 sons here.
That's the lure. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, keep
we're
us
still
posted.
kind of-
Keep us posted
Okay,
and
well,
get that
thank you
cat
very
back in
much.
your life. He's pretty important.
Okay.
All right, you
Okay,
take care.
thank
I'm
you.
glad you called.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, you guys, let's do one more. It's so much fun, huh? One more pet. Love pets. Hey, it's Deborah. How can I help you?
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Oh, you guys.
Hi.
One more. It's so
Who
fun.
am I speaking to?
Hi.
One more pet.
This is Betty Daisy.
Hi, Betty. Where are you?
I'm in Newport Richey, Florida,
Okay.
and I have a cat. His name is Mr. G.
No, I didn't catch the name.
Can you hear me?
Now, what's the name again?
Cat, Mr. Miyagi. We call him Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi. Okay. Love the
We got
name.
him when he was 6 years old
Uh-huh.
last May, so it's not even a year. But he's driving me crazy. He's always wants his treats. He cries all the time for his treats. He don't like his food. And then when I don't give it to him and I ignore him, he gets aggressive.
Yeah, he thinks he's a dog, right? His little identity issue there. How big is he? How much does he weigh?
That's the problem. He's getting big, really big. He's right now. He must be around 18. I know the last time we took him to the vet, he was 17 pounds, and before that, he was
they can get
3 pounds less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ginger weighs 18 right now. I get it. They get pretty good size, don't they? He sounds like fun. He sort of dominates your whole family, is what it sounds like. He's in charge.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he's definitely in charge.
It's just two of us, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you have any concerns about him, though. He feels fine.
Really?
Certainly happy. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, keep having fun with him.
Talking to you. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you tell him that you called and that we spoke.
Okay.
All right. You take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too.
That really reminds me of a cat I had named Mr. Manx, speaking of cats, and what an incredible animal he was. In fact, I will drop my blog about Mr. Manx. I wrote about him when he moved to the next dimension. I'll drop it in on the Facebook page. You can read all about Mr. Manx. All right. You guys. Oh, hey, listen, before we sing another song, if you're interested, I have a pet course. Just come on over to deborahking.com to the website. And it's up in the banner right now because it's Pet Week. Just click on the banner and it'll take you straight there. It's a really fun course. All right, time to sing another song. So we may have saved the best song for last. Wait till you hear this one. And in honor of my birthday, the band is allowing me to play the tambourine. I'm so excited. I have a new instrument. All right, let's do it.
Well, you wake up in the morning, you hear the big bell ring. You go and marching to the table, see the same damn thing. Knife and fork upon the table, and nothing in the pan. If you say a thing about it, you're in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine his light on me. Let the midnight special shine his light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light on me.
When yonder comes Mr. Rosie, how in the world did you know?
Go, Jack.
I can tell by her apron and the clothes she ever gonna be in Houston, well, you better do what's right. Don't you try to gamble, no, no, no. You better not fight. Oops. Or the shell's gonna grab you, and the boys will bring you down, 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 down. Next thing you know, boy, you're gonna be prison bound, bound at the midnight special. Shine a light on me. Let the midnight special, yeah, yeah. Shine a light on me. Come on, come on, come on. Let the midnight special. Oh, shine a light on me. Gonna shine this light on me. Midnight special. Shine itself another light on me. Shine, 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 shine on me. Gonna shine on me.
Wow, what a way to rap, huh? Okay, so I'm so glad you could join us today, and drop us your song requests on Facebook. Love to hear from you and find out what you want to hear. Anything in the public domain, we'd love to sing. We will be back. Our next show will be 2 weeks from now. It'll be March 1st, so be sure to come. We'll bring the spring in a big way. All right, until I see you then, you guys take care.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. So high, can't get over it. So low, you can't get under it. So wide, you can't get out of it. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul.